Hello, friend. Your long lost old Uncle Andy here, the UC Panda himself, here to bring you hopefully some winning sports picks. I apologize for not having made any videos lately. We've been very busy. We've got a kid in two sports, one of which I help coach, if you can believe it or not. I do help coach fifth grade girls track, even though I do walk around with a somewhat of a pronounced limp and my feet hurt. It's mostly a matter of corralling the kids and getting them to the race that they're assigned to on time and making sure everybody drinks their water. But I am involved with that. And we also have a yard to take care of and a swimming pool to get ready as we look down the barrel towards summer here. We do have some winning sports picks for you, or we hope to share those with you. It's been a while since our last video. And like I said, I'm sorry for that. But if you've been following us over on Twitter and Uncle Andy Sports, we've still been giving you some winners. Sort of have been up and down, started out really lights out with baseball, and that sort of has slowed down a little bit for us. But we are winning in NHL playoffs, and we've been doing pretty well in NBA playoffs. So we're going to continue to do that. So I'm glad to be back. Keep on following us over at Twitter. I don't know when I'll make my next video. Probably won't have time tomorrow, but I do have, I think, the winner in the Kentucky Derby. It is Derby weekend, and I wanted to get this video out to you today wearing my Derby t-shirt. We did go down to the Cathedral of Horse Racing last year, Churchill Downs, and got a tour of the facility, and it was pretty neat. It was about a week before the Derby, I guess, and I got my shirt and all kinds of swag in the gift shop. It was a very affordable family activity to do for a couple of hours. So if you're ever in Louisville, go ahead and stop in and see the Derby Museum and take the tour. It's well worth it. So we'll get right into it here. Um, Cavaliers and Celtics, they don't start till I believe the Cavaliers game is Sunday and the Celtics don't start till like Monday or Tuesday, but I do have them in a parlay minus 128. I'm not really sure what to think about some of these game sevens, game six, game seven, this Clippers Nuggets series, and no real read on them. You made me pick. I would probably take an under in the next two games, the next couple of nights, but it certainly wouldn't be a bet for us. Do love the Yankees today, but I did not want to lay the minus 235 price on the Yankees. We'll get back to that in a minute, laying these heavy baseball favorites. We talked about, I think, in our last video over a month ago by now, not to be laying wood with teams like the Dodgers, teams like the Yankees, and I'll get back in and explain a little bit more about that. But I do like the Yankees in a parlay with the over seven in the Cubs and the Brewers. Love the Winnipeg Jets tonight. I know a lot of people will say, well, they're on the road, the Jets. They're facing a scrappy Blues team, and the Blues team, they really need it to get this game seven. But the trends all point towards the team in this spot that the Jets are in. The trends all say the Jets are going to win. The Leafs won the other night in a similar position. The Knicks won the other night in a very similar position. So I'm going to go with the Jets are the better team, should win the series. I'm not going to be shocked if the Blues win. It's not going to be a shocking thing, but we're going to go ahead and take the Jets as a slight underdog, believe it or not. Love the Kansas City Royals today to plus price. This is how you really make money with baseball. And we'll get back and talk about, not laying the 235 price, not laying $3 with baseball favorites. This is how you win in baseball, picking those underdogs. You got to pick the right spot. You can't, for example, take the Colorado Rockies and just bet them blindly as an underdog every day because they're plus money. They've got to win eventually, and it's a higher payout with plus money. Yeah, the Rockies do have to win eventually, but they've only won like 6 or 8 times this year. They're on pace to lose 100 and win only about 60. So even if they're a plus money price and you bet them all on 162 games, you're still going to come out losing money, even though in those individual events that the Rockies do win, it's a nice plus payout price, maybe plus 150, maybe plus 200, who knows? But in the long run, you're still going to be a loser if you bet them every day like that. That's why you have to pick your spots in baseball. Do you like the Twins and Red Sox first five to stay under 4.5? Got a free roll coming. Love San Francisco tonight against those Colorado Rockies. Couple of reasons. San Fran has lost three in a row. They're at home. That's not going to continue. That trend has to stop at some point. I think it will be tonight. Also, Colorado, for the first time this year, they have won back-to-back games. And I just don't think that's a trend that's going to continue. Colorado is not a team that's going to win 3 games in a row, 4 games in a row. They're not going to go on a winning streak, particularly on the road. Also, don't really like the Colorado Rockies pitcher going tonight. That gets me to my next bet for Wilmer Flores of the Giants. I do have him at a nice price of plus 155 to go over 1.5 bases. And what that means is I think Flores is going to either get two singles, he's going to get a double, he's going to get a home run. That doesn't mean he's going to get on first and steal second. Those can't be his two bases. It has to be two bases that he himself generates. And most books won't even allow it to be a walk, and my book will not allow it to be a walk either. So I'm looking for Flores. Yesterday he went 2 for 4. That was before he was on an 0 for 15 slump. Yesterday he got out of it. I think he's going to continue working his way out of the slump against an inferior Colorado Rockies pitching staff. So I do see Wilmer Flores, who hits better at home. He hits better against right-handers. So those are all trends pointing toward this bet being a winner tonight. So let's get back to these baseball bets, not to lay the $3 price with people like the Dodgers or the Yankees. You can hook those up in parlays. You can try to lay the run line and lay the 1.5 runs, which a lot of people tell you not to do. And I sort of agree with them on that. But in certain spots, it may be advantageous for you to do so. But we talked about this on my last video of the Dodgers, and we've got the math here. We won't go through that part of it again, but you can't lay $3 a night on the Dodgers. Even if the Dodgers win 105 games, you're still going to end up, if you bet $1 throw, losing $65 over the course of the year, even if the Dodgers win at like a 60-something% clip. And you may not understand that, but let me lay it out for you in a week-by-week basis. Let's say this week you bet the Dodgers, and they're an average of minus 300 on the money line, and you bet them every day. In other words, to win a unit, you're going to have to bet $3 to win $1. That's what that minus 300 means. We've talked about that before. Let's say this week, Monday through Wednesday, the Dodgers, they sweep some terrible team. They sweep the Marlins. They sweep the Rockies. So over the course of the week, Monday through Wednesday, you risked a total of $9 and you made a $3 profit. You're doing okay. You're up $3 Monday through Wednesday. Let's say the rest of the week, however, the Dodgers only go 2-2. They only go 500 the rest of the week. So they go 5-2 on the week. You've still lost $1 for the week, even though you were correct in your betting 5 out of 7 times. Because you had to lay that minus $3 on every one of these events, and you were only wrong twice, you're still coming out as a loser, and it's not profitable for you for the week. So replicate that over the course of a 6-month, 5-month season, and you're going to lose money every week. And then, you may say, well, it's only $1, but I'm sure most of you are betting more than $1. So that's an example. You can't lay the wood every time with these bets. You've got to take the Dodgers and hook them up in a parlay with something else. A same game parlay, something like I bet the Dodgers to win and score first. I think that might be an effective tactic, or some sort of player prop on Ohtani, something. You can't just lay the $3 every time with the Dodgers. It simply won't work. So I hope that helps some of you out, I hope. Now we're going to get on to our Kentucky Oaks wagering. Love good cheer tonight in the Oaks. The girl horses go on Friday. The boys go tomorrow, but it's ladies first tonight here in the Kentucky Oaks in about an hour and a half, I guess, from after I post this video. I got on good cheer earlier at about even money. I fear that by the time post time gets here, we're going to be looking at maybe it being a 4-5, heaven forbid a 3-5. And so that's why I came back with a trifecta box that I'll talk about in a moment. But horse racing is sort of a little bit different than your traditional sports betting. In horse racing, I made the bet this morning at even money. So in other words, in sports betting parlance, I made the bet at plus 100. The trouble with horse racing betting is this. If it gets to the post, it doesn't matter the ticket that I made this morning. If it's 3-5, which would be like a negative 200, I guess, would probably be the closest approximation to make you understand it for a sports wager. It doesn't matter that I got in at plus 100. When the horses go off, they're at minus 200. My payout will be at minus 200. And why that is with horse racing, I don't know. That's the way it's always been. Horse racing is a little bit different in that respect. And it's just sort of the way it is. And that's the way it's been for 151 years of the Derby. So I don't think we're going to change it. There is future betting in horse racing, however. And you might even be able to bet a future on the Kentucky Derby tomorrow. I don't know. But you certainly could have bet it last week, where those would be fixed odds. And where if you had bet a horse that you like tomorrow, you can keep that profitability. In other words, it's not going to go by the wayside like my Oaks bet might well do here in a couple of hours. So I do like in a trifecta box, that means the top three horses in any order. They don't have to finish first, second, and third here. Just as long as these three horses finish somewhere in the top three, I'm a winner. I've got 11 Good Cheer, 14 Quiet Side, and 7 Lucara. Like all of those, I think those three are going to come in. And I've got a daily double going in race 10 and race 11. Race 11 is the Oaks. Race 10 is the race before that. A daily double bet is where you are picking the winners of 2 consecutive races. So in this case, race 10, race 11. In the first race, race 10, I've got number 4, number 11 winning. And then in race 11, the Oaks, I've got number 11 winning. So in the first one, if either 4 or 9 wins, and then the second one in the Oaks, if 11 wins, then we won our daily double bet. And that's the way it works on a pick 3, a pick 4, a pick 5, a pick 6. It's the same principle. In a pick 3, you pick the winners of 3 races. Pick 4, it's the winner of the next 4 races. 5 races. Pick 6 is 6 races. These bet amounts are different at each and every track. Some places like down at Gulfstream, they have the Rainbow Pick 6, where it's just 20 cents a pick. And so you can really sort of cast a wide net. And a lot of your New York racetracks, they're only allowing these to be dollar bets, sometimes $2 bets. And so you can't cast as wide of a net. I saw earlier in the week, Kirk Herbstreit put out a ticket. It was a $2,400 bet, $2,400 bet on a pick 5. So he was trying to pick the winners of 5 races in a row on one ticket. And so in each race, he was throwing 3 horses on, 4 horses on, whatever the case may be, 5 horses, I think, one time. And each one of those is multiplied exponentially by $1. So he had probably close to 20 horses on his card. So add all those up and all the possible combinations at $1 a throw came up to $2,400. And so the only thing worse than making a $2,400 bet is losing that $2,400 bet, which is what happened. And it didn't even pay. Had it even won, it didn't even pay for the amount of the ticket. The payout wasn't even $2,400. So you don't want to get involved in anything like that. Not that most of you are probably that much into horse racing and would find yourself in such a predicament, but it's just an example of what not to do. So that's all for me. I'll get this video up for everybody. I hope everybody enjoys the Derby, enjoys the Oaks tonight. I've enjoyed talking to you. Come hit us up on Twitter tomorrow morning, probably for my Derby pick and any other sports bets I come up with. Kind of like the Reds tonight, but just couldn't get to the window with it with the price. So everybody have a good night. Have a good weekend. Don't drink too much. And if you tail us to the window, we will cash tickets together. Have a good night, everybody.